Good morning and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are actually going to be doing some transplanting of things. It is necessary. My limelight hydrangeas here are filling in very, very quickly. And pretty soon it's just going to be where you can't see my hostas back here. So I want to go ahead and transplant those. We have the one seducer hosta here. Another one back there that it looks like an animal probably stepped on. Oh, I'm over it. And then we have another one that is right back in there. So we are going to be moving those. We did get a little bit of rain last night. It feels very pleasant out here today, very overcast, and it is the perfect day to do some transplanting. So first things first, I want to get my shovel. Let me back up and show you guys what this bed is currently looking like. I need to get out here and pull just a handful of weeds. I still need to cut back my larapi. I need some hand pruners desperately bad, so I'm probably going to be ordering some. But this is what everything is looking like still. Everything's looking fresh since the last video. The hostas are bulking up nicely. And I probably will get out here and pull up all of these violas. And the peonies are about ready to explode with blooms. But that is what this bed's looking like. But look at the peonies. I mean, it's just budded up everywhere. Also, call me crazy, but I swear these things have put on a little bit of size width-wise as well. Let me show you the container that we planted up also. Before we look at the container, look at these Empress Woos this year. They are just now pretty much emerging. Their leaf canopy is starting to spread. They are going to be beautiful this year. I'm super excited about these. Some of them were planted a little later than others. Some of them are a little younger than others, hence maybe the size difference in them. I want to say this one right here is my oldest. These two. And the other three, that one there and these two here, are my youngest. And then this is a Woo La La right here up front, which I think is a sport of the Empress Woo, but don't quote me on that. They look very similar. All right, also I want to show you guys something. I live in Georgia, zone 8A, and this is a verbena that I planted last year. I cannot recall the name of this verbena, but you guys, it never died back. It stayed evergreen for me all year long. And I noticed that it started to put on some growth. I think this is only like two of these. It might be one plant. I don't recall planting any more than that. But look at how beautiful this is. Now, this may be worth repeating right here in this area, all along the front of the bed right here. I'm going to take out those pansies and violas, and I may see if I can find another one of these and just plop it in right over here. Maybe like three of them would do the trick, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous right here. And hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well with a little less background noise. I have a mic on, but we'll see. I'm testing this one out. You can see that the hostas are coming up really nice. These variegated hosta up front here are called Autumn Frost. They are truly beautiful when they emerge. They have that really bright yellow to them with that deep green in the center. They're absolutely gorgeous. This one here is a Hudson Bay, and I'm kind of on the fence about whether I want to keep it here or not, because it did get just a wee bit too much sun last year, but it may also be that it was a newly transplanted item, so it may just be that it just needed a little time. Also, these bright chartreuse are coast to coast hostas. I have three of these out here. So I have the two here, and then I have one that you really can't see that's behind the Japanese maple over there, but I'll show you guys that one in a second. I do need to get out here and weed this flower bed. The weeds are kind of blending in with the larapi, which is wonderful, but I do need to come out here and get it up. It just makes it easier for me not to have to stress about it as much, feeling like, oh my God, I can see it, I have to pull it. But I am seeing some relatively large ones that I need to come out here and tackle. Right in there is a beautiful lemony lace. I'm going to see if I can find another to plop right around in here. I think one planted on this side of the tree would be absolutely gorgeous, and it'll give it a nice variation of texture. I'm gonna get my shovel and we'll start digging up the seducer hostas. Oh, but I did tell you, let's take a look at this container real quick by the garage. Look, you guys. Now, I know some people were commenting that the super petunias do need quite a bit of sun, and I am fully aware of that, you guys. They do get a good pocket of sun here, and as you can see, it's only been like, I don't know, a week since I've planted this container, and look at the growth already. Now, we have had a significant amount of rain, and being here in the South, in Georgia, we are predominantly hot already. We started heating things up about a month ago, honestly, truthfully. And we've been in the upper 80s pretty much all week long. So they are looking really, really good. So I just wanted to show you guys what everything was looking like. The petunias are looking really good. The fern is starting to put on some growth. The creeping Jenny never has any problem creeping around. It just does what it's going to do. It's starting to intermingle up in here with the fern. And the bacopa. You can see where all the spent blooms are, but you can see all the fresh ones that starting, those bright chartreuse are all starting to emerge. So the bacopa is looking beautiful, and so is the Dusty Miller. So I feel like this container is going to be a hit. And like I said, it does get quite a bit of sun here. Not a lot of sun. It's probably like part sun conditions, which will be fine. It'll keep the petunias in check. Maybe they won't go super crazy and I'll be able to see the container. But if they do, I can always trim them back. It's not a big deal. I just think that this container is going to be really beautiful. All right, now let's get my shovel. All right, you guys. The Atlas roses are blooming. Now, I do have rose slugs, which is like what, sawfly larvae or something like that. I have treated these. I have sprayed them. Hopefully, this rain that we've had has knocked some of them off. But yeah, look at the blooms. Beautiful. And it's pretty budded up. So I'm excited. This one's kind of got a weird growth habit to it, but she's doing it too. Exciting, exciting. That one, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't do anything harmful to it when I moved it, but it did drop a lot of leaves. Probably just stress, but it's okay. Excuse me. We're just going to roll with it and see what happens. But no blooms. All right, let's go find a spot for us to put these hostas before I dig them up out of the ground. So, sorry, we had a little bit of a disruption here. But let's see. Trying to find a spot for my seducer hostas to be. And honestly, I'm running out of room in this side of the bed, which has predominantly more shade than the rest of the bed. I want to reserve this spot back here for my blue hostas if I decide to put them in the ground back here. The only other spot that I can think of to plant them, that bed's not ready yet. So,
So unfortunately, that is where my mic failed me. And so now the rest of this video will have to be in voiceover. I do apologize. But I'm saying here that I think I have found the perfect spot for the hostas to go. Right around the base of this tree here, I have planted a couple of hostas. The one right here, the smaller one, is I want to say that is a elegans hosta. And then I planted a halcyon hosta, and I'm thinking one seducer hosta would be gorgeous, plopped right down in between the center of these two. And then there is another spot around the back side of this tree that I would like to put the other hosta. Let me see if I can get in here. Right around here is where I am scouting out. And I think that I want the other hosta to go right back in here. I have quite a few hostas back here already. There is a very small hosta. That right there is a spotted akuba, and then right here is a stained glass hosta. So I think throwing another one in here will be quite nice. All right, and I have a third seducer hosta, and I'm not 100% sure that I want to move it quite yet. Mainly because, I mean, it is shaded right here under the canopy of this tree, so it should do just fine. But I feel like it's been under enough stress. This is the one that my husband kind of stepped on. So I think I just want to leave it right here for right now. Keep an eye on it. And if I notice that it's getting too much sun, I may go ahead and move it later. But it typically does okay for me. And you can see it. It's not hidden behind the other hydrangeas like the other two hostas were. So I think I'm going to leave it for right now.
This will look good right here and here. If I had a third one, I would plop it around in the front so it would make a nice little ring around the arborvitae sphere right there. Um, but I don't know for certain, and it may just be that I go buy more Hudson Bays.
So for right now, we'll just leave it alone and we will continue on. All right, you guys, here is the area that we recently worked on. And right here are where the two Hudson Bays are and where I am thinking I am going to transplant the other Hudson Bays that I'm going to dig up. That is just a stunner of a plant. I love these. You'll have to excuse the roses. These also are pretty eaten by rose slugs. But check out this Diamond Lake hosta, you guys. Isn't it beautiful? I would put something here, but we do have the termite bay here and the deer repeller. And honestly, these hellebores will kind of grow out a little bit more. This is not their full size, so I'm feeling like they'll touch the edge of this pretty soon in no time. So I'll kind of omit putting them here. And the same thing for this area here. Once these Hudson Bays fill in, I feel like it will crowd it out too much to try to put another one in the place of this spot right here that I'm pointing at. Also, we have the rainforest hosta, so I think it'll just be too much. I'm thinking here would be a decent spot, although I do have some carex that I want to plant right here. I had Haconocloa here, but it's just not doing very well. So I'm thinking the next best spot, you guys, is this empty patch right here beside my Japanese painted fern. I think it'll fill in quite nice. Once again, if I put one here in front of this hydrangea, the hydrangea is going to start to fill in. This is not its max size, and it'll just crowd it out. The hydrangea usually comes right about there to the edge. So I'm thinking this is a spot right here for it to be. And then, like I said, I have some Carex that I'm going to be planting here to replace the Haconocloa that's here. Also, there is a spot in between my Tiny Tough Stuff hydrangea and my Helen Von Stein lamb's ear. I think that'll be a nice spot to put another Hudson Bay hosta. And it'll just be a continuation. So when you come around that curve, you'll see the one hosta there, and then you'll see the rest of them around. Okay, guys, and there they are. Well, this one is anyway. Like I said, this is one of the Hudson Bays. I think this is a beautiful spot for it to be, and it is neighbored by its siblings right over here. And then right up here on the top of the wall, I nestled in
this other smaller one here, but it will fill in quite nicely next to the Tiny Toast Stuff and the Helen Von Stein lambs here. I hope that it kind of spills over the edge of the wall there and just kind of kisses it. It'll be a nice little soft addition to the corner. But yeah, they filled in really, really nicely. And we're going to continue on. I told you guys earlier that I want to replace the Hakanakloa, so here we go. Right here is some Carax. So this is Everillo. This is part of the Southern Living Home collection. This Carax looks like it glows, and honestly, it is a good dupe, if you will, of the Ever Gold. I think it's, what is it? The Hakanakloa, is it? Oh God, I can't remember the name. Something like gold, ever gold. I don't remember what this variety is. All gold. But it looks just like it. I love the texture of it. It adds a nice pop of brightness to this shade garden back here. And I think it will love its life right here. Now, this area does hold a little bit of moisture. It is well draining, but it does retain moisture. So I'll just kind of have to keep my eye on these. And if they look like they're suffering, I can just pop them out and use them down a little bit further in the other shade bed. It's not a big issue, but I do want to try them here because I miss the Hakanakloa being here so much. I just like when you come around the corner and you see that little wispy texture blowing in the wind. These Carax do get to be about 12 to 18 inches tall and wide. So there'll be a nice little ground cover here and a nice little mount. I am going to plant them right beside each other, and I think they are hardy zones. 1 minute, let me check out the tags and I can tell you. Yes, they are hardy zones 5 through 9, so pretty winter hardy. I am a zone 8A, so they should love their lives right here. So I am going to go ahead and get these planted right over here in this spot. Guys, and here are the Carax. I decided not to take the little piece of all gold Hakanakloa out. I just kind of left it there. Maybe you'll do a little something something and intermingle in between them. Like I said, their textures look very similar, and so does their coloring. There is one that's somewhere back in there too, but I just kind of let it be. But I think it looks beautiful. Excuse the shovel, but here's an overall view of how everything's filling in right here. I just love that color and that texture. It is so gorgeous right here. Like I said, 12 to 18 inches tall and wide. They should come out just right before they get to the edge of the flower bed, so they shouldn't be a nuisance as far as trying to mow and edge the flower bed and weed and everything. But yeah, I think they look really good right here. Here's a little bit pulled back view so you can kind of see where everything is with my little bunny statue there that my mom gave me. I was contemplating switching it out with my pineapple one, but I think it looks good there. So, yeah, I think it's just it'll be beautiful right here. So we're going to take it on to the next project. All right, you guys, let's travel down here and I will show you where we are about to plant these seducer hostas. I kind of have them propped up right here right now, but there's one and the other is right down in there. Like I said, I do have that third one that I could put right in the center of the tree just so that they kind of wrap around and make a little ring around this tree right here. But I think this is a nice little protected spot for them to be. Right underneath the canopy of these very large poplar tree. I want to say that this tree right here in particular is a tulip tree. So I think this will do it. So let's get the shovel and we'll get to planting. Also, really quick, we did transplant some huechera in a previous video, but I have quite a few more that I want to transplant right around in here. Still looks a little too bare for my liking, and I want this to be nice and full, so we'll do that later.
All right, you guys, and that is where the one seducer hosta landed. I think that I'm going to love this quite a bit right here. It kind of softens the edges around the trees. And let's go ahead and put the other one in. Okay, you guys, and here is where the second seducer hosta landed. Like I said, perfect spot for this to be. It softens the edges right underneath the tree here, and they're pretty large already, so it'll fill in quite nicely. Not to mention, it is incredibly easy to plant underneath these very large trees. I don't hit a single root, you guys. It's pretty remarkable. All right, you guys, here is a closer look, and they look like they've always been here. They're so beautiful. We're going to get these watered in, and then we're on to the next project. All right, next project to tackle is Project Huechera. I extended the edges of this bed in a previous video, and upon doing so, it just made it look way more bare than I would like for it to be. I have quite an extensive amount of Huechera planted around the front flower bed around the fountain area. And I'm just going to take some of those red huechera from around in there to kind of fill in this border, make it a thick drift and a thick hedge, if you will. I think I have more cherries truffles up there. Definitely some Fun and Games Red Rover and a couple of other varieties of red huechera. And I think just patching them in here and there and filling in this space will be nice. And it'll just be a nice presence when you come around the corner. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, and here are the varieties of huechera that I transplanted from out front. I think it ended up being about 6 or 7 of them. I can't quite remember. But we are going to get these transplanted into the ground. You can also see that I have my deer stopper here because after I get everything planted and watered in, I'm going to come through here and spray my deer repellent. I would be so thankful when we get our fence up and I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, like I said, this is just a mixed variety of all different kinds of red huechera. There are some cherries truffles in here and some red rovers, and I think they'll they'll be beautiful mixed in right around in this border. So let's get to it, you guys. All right, you guys, there they are. Like I said, I think it ended up being like 6 or 7 extra. I do know that there's about 11 or 12 of them in total right here. And talking about a presence, once these all fill in real nice and thick, I think it will be a beautiful mixed little border of heuchera right there and a gorgeous chunk of a red. I honestly wished I would have had some purple to put right here, but I think the red will be beautiful too. And then they'll come and mimic the red Japanese maple that's directly behind them. I do have about 4 or 5 purple ones, but I'm going to be planting them somewhere else back here in this bed. But
They're gorgeous, and I do enjoy looking at them out of the master bedroom when I walk by the windows. Actually, the whole backside of our house is just full of windows, so no matter where I'm walking, whether I'm going up the stairs or if I'm in our bedroom, I see this flower bed from there, and they really do pop. All right, here they are again. I just wanted to like get a backed up view coming down the hill so you can kind of see what they look like. Once you hit the border of where the hydrangeas are, then you just see this mass of red. They truly are beautiful. This flower bed is really starting to come together and shape up. You guys, I planted all this stuff back here this past fall, with the exception of the hosta. Those were planted here since we first moved in here because I loved them when I first saw them. But the flower bed is really starting to take shape, and I can't wait to continue on around. And once we get the fence up, oh, it's going to be so much fun creating new flower beds, you guys. So this is exciting for me to see this take shape and come together and to have you guys come along with me while we're doing it. Real quick, I wanted to bring you over here and show you guys the cat's pajamas nepeta. It is so beautiful right now. I was noticing it from a distance. It's pretty spectacular over here, and it looks really good up against the weeping Atlas cedar that is putting on quite a bit of new growth. Now, you guys, ignore everything that's going on back here because I still have to get in here. I have tons of bags of mulch left, and I have to get in here and finish mulching this area. But I could not let this video pass without showing you guys the cat's pajamas and nepeta. That is beautiful right now. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. I'm going to get everything watered in, but I appreciate you guys so much. I want to thank you to all the new subscribers and to all the returning viewers. You guys truly are a blessing to me. I appreciate you more than you will ever know, and I hope to catch you in the next video. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.